Hello everyone, Anthony from a Johnny's MTG here, and we got some Ravnica spoilers because of course it is in fact Monday. I know the schedule is hectic because a million things are going on. Before we start spoilers though, I do want to let everyone know that watches my videos that we will be kind of adjusting to more of a MTG slash gaming channel, only because I know that Magic is a very niche market as opposed to a lot of other things I do in my spare time, like obviously play video games. And I'm learning how to stream, and I'm having tons of fun doing it on Twitch. But I also want to export those videos onto YouTube, so my friends that watch my YouTube channel can watch that as well. They say they can't always catch my stream, so I said, I'll go ahead and upload it to YouTube. So I just want to let you guys know I'm going to redo a schedule where I upload Twitch streams as like recaps onto my YouTube, but don't worry, that will not affect my Magic Gathering schedule, hopefully at all, except for maybe some arena plays. But still waiting on the beefy computer, or beefing up the computer before we can go ahead and stream at all on here. So will be in the future. Let's go ahead and look at the cards that we have spoiled. We got 20 new cards spoiled, so let's go ahead and tear right through them. Strong and Stabby. What a unique name. Creatures you control gain indestructible until the end of the turn, and that is for a white and 2 colorless. And addendum, if you cast a spell during your main phase, put a +1 counter on each of those creatures, and they also gain vigilance to the end of the turn. So if you cast it on your turn, for 1 white and 2 colorless, they all get a +1 counter, and they also gain vigilance to the end of the turn, and they're indestructible to the end of the turn. So that's pretty insane, especially as an instant, playing it on your opponent's turn. I don't like the fact that just gain indestructible. This almost feels like make a stand. So I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I certainly don't love it. Let's go ahead, go to the next card. Trollbreed Guardian. A 4 cost and 1 green for a 5/5. Troll Frog Warrior, and it has, for the cost of 2 colorless and 1 green, Adept 2. If this creature has no +1 counters on it, put 2 of them on it. And each creature with a +1 counter has trample. So obviously, you're going to play this card. Then, excuse me, by next turn you'll adept it, and then it will be a 7/7 with trample for more or less 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's all right. I think it helps. It's obviously Simic, so it's gonna be helpful. It's gonna look nice. Let's go ahead and go to the Skatewing Spy. For a 3 colorless and a blue, you have a 2/3, which each creature you control with 1/1 counter has flying, and you can adept to put 2 counters on it. But a blue and 5, that's a pretty high cost. Yeah, 6 cost to adept. It's pretty insane. Better Ravnica begins with a better Simic. Guess that could be true, depending on which guild you're from. Simic is all about combination, huh? Combine Guildmage, and that is the Simic Guildmage. The Merfolk Wizard. You can tap 1 green and 1 colorless this turn. Each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1 counter on it. You can tap a blue and a colorless and this card, and move a +1 counter from target creature you control onto another creature. That's pretty powerful. And it is a 2/2 for 1 and 1. So that I see getting a decent amount of play early on, but most of the guild mages usually don't get much play. So we'll see. The next card is Galloping Lizrog. Galloping Lizrog. A 1 green, 1 blue, and 3 colorless for a 3/3. So a 5 cost for a 3/3 with trample. And when it enters the battlefield, you may remove any number of +1 counters from other creatures. And if you do, put twice that many on this creature. Okay, so it becomes a giant bomb. But I don't know if you're really willing to do that. Lose a whole bunch of +1 counters and put it on this creature, unless you're going for a big swing because it has trample. Okay, Syndicate Guild Mage. Let's see, a 1 black and 1 white for a human cleric. That's not a vampire, that's a shame. And a 1 white plus 1 colorless, and tapping this creature, which you can tap a target creature with power 4 or greater. Okay, great. And 4 colorless and a black, you can tap the creature and deals 2 damage to opponent or planeswalker. Ooh, do not love it even a little bit. Orzhov Racketeers, a 4 cost plus 1 black human rogue, that whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. I love it. And Afterlife 2, so when it dies, creates 2 1/1 tokens. I love it. I love that card. It's a 5 cost. It does have a high cost, but if you get it out and you start dealing damage, your opponent will be quickly out of cards in their hand. Mistrant of Obligation, a 2 colorless and a white for a human cleric, 2/1 with Afterlife 2. Very interesting card. I think it'll be great in draft. I do not know how well it'll do in standard because of only having the Afterlife ability, unless you're going for a triggers deck to trigger the death with like Divine Visitation. I don't know if I'm gonna love it, but it's an alright card. Something I can't read until I open it up. Space Jockey, a 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 colorless wizard that tap it. Oh, tap it and add 1 blue and 1 white for a 1/1. An amazing ramp card. An amazing ramp card. But it dies so easy. Wow. Interesting. This is a really interesting card actually. Does it see play? I don't think it does. As good as it's, if it was a 1/2 even, no, because even then it dies to, no, at least, I mean, think about even the cheeky decks we will play with, like the Firebrand that, you know, tribute it, deal 1 damage. I mean, so it's gonna get popped really quick. If it lasts 1 turn, I see just literally 1 turn, I see how powerful it could be, but I'm not loving it. Cool ability though. I'm just not loving the 1/1 stat. GRUUL Beastmaster, a 3 cost and 1 green for human shaman with the Riot ability, which allows you to either put a 1/1 counter on this card or haste. And whenever the GRUUL Beastmaster attacks, another target creature you control gains X, where X is this card's power. So for the starting power, it would gain 2, and then if you ended up using the Riot +1 ability, they'll gain 3. But even, it's almost like a mentor, because when this card swings, yeah, so end of the turn. So when this card swings, even if you use the haste ability and you have another creature swing, the other creature is going to get +2 to its attack or power until the end of the turn. Let's go over to another GRUUL card, a Savage Smash, a 1 red, 1 green, and 1 colorless for a sorcery. Target creature you control gains +2/2 until end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control. Okay, obviously it's a common, so it's not going to be too amazing, but that's alright. Let's go see another card that's out. A Rakdos Rostabout, something. A 1 black, 1 red, and a colorless for an Ogre Warrior, 3/2, and when this card becomes blocked, it deals 1 damage to the target player or planeswalker it's attacking. Okay, so obviously that's just going to be a good card to trigger your Rakdos abilities, but obviously it's a common, so we'll see what happens. Let's move down the list to Burn Bright with some very nice artwork. I can't wait to see this card in foil. If those eyes light up in foil, I'm going to want to have this card just to have it. There's certain cards that, like, I have Inescapable Blaze in foil, and it's just such a gorgeous card. I would never get rid of it, even if it was worth something. 2 colorless and a red for an instant. Creatures you control get +2 until the end of the turn. Okay, all creatures you control. So that's pretty nifty, because you're used to green having the instant strength, you know, boost, or white even, but red, that's pretty interesting. That's obviously a GRUUL card. I can't wait to see how that's used. Hackerabat. A 1 black, 1 red, and 1 colorless for a human rogue, and it's a 3 cost for a 2/3. And you can pay 1 black and it gains death touch until the end of the turn. You can pay 1 red and it gains +2 attack, -2 toughness till the end of the turn. That's also very important. You got to be swinging boldly, knowing that they don't have anything that's going to pop that card. And if you dealt damage this turn, you can pay it for its spectacle. You can summon it, cast it for its spectacle cost, which is just 1 black, 1 red. So you drop a mana off. So that's pretty good. I like it. Let's go ahead and for this though, as the picture implies, I imagine it would have reach because it's jumping up on the little rope, but that's all right. Sorrow Form Hybrid. All right, it is a 1 green, 1 colorless, 2/2, and it can adapt 4, 6 for. Oh, sorry guys. Ugh. 4 colorless and 2 green. So you'd be paying 6, 7, 8. For 8 mana, you could make a 6/6 with no ability. So obviously that's why it's a common. And another mythic was revealed, as you can see. Don't know why it's taking so long to load, but it is Mesmerizing Benthide. Mesmerizing Benthide. Looks like a squid. A 3 cost, 2 blue creature octopus for 4/5. And when this card enters the battlefield, create 2 blue illusion creature tokens with whenever this creature blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its next untap step. This card is hexproof as long as you control an illusion. I see some funny shenanigans happening with that. That is a great control card. Yeah, I see that being an amazing control card. Just to stick in there and say, okay, attack me, I dare you. Too bad they don't have flying or something, so flyers still get over it. But I guess, and this doesn't have any other crazy abilities. Still a nice card. Let's see, because we were price comparing before. All the rares mythics. Not $12 is what is going for right now. Okay, interesting. All right, Kaya's Wrath. I think these are like the only rares too. Yeah, because these are all uncommon and commons, right? Yeah. Oh, this was. Let's see. We were doing the price thing. To be fair, we were doing the price. Oh, no, not even a price was found for this card. Okay. Kaya's Wrath. 2 white and 2 black. Destroy all creatures. You gain life equal to the number of creatures that was destroyed this way. Wow. Okay, so you got a beautiful board wipe on top of it's gonna chain your afterlife ability. So you're gonna get a whole bunch of tokens. So obviously this card's gonna be a huge card in Orzhov. And I mean, yeah, $9, $9.50, $9 for a rare. Wow, that's a really interesting card. Pops the whole board. So like Carnage Tyrant, all these hexproof cards, they're all gonna die. And then if you're running Orzhov, all your afterlife abilities are gonna trigger. So it's a sorcery though, so you can't pop it on your opponent's turn. So you will have to wait a turn for all those afterlife tokens to attack. But still, overall, great card. I think it could end games. And we have another Planeswalker here, a mythic Planeswalker, Damra Chaos Bringer. This is, I assume, yeah, this is the non-Planeswalker deck version of this card, so it's obviously the better one. A 1 red, 1 green, and 2 colorless for a 5 loyalty. So 5 for 5, great. Its +1 is add red or green. If this mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains Riot. I don't love that because most of what you're gonna run in red and green already are gonna have Riot. But it's actually pretty interesting if you pop this on like a Lana War Elves even late in the game, so you get a 2/2 Lana War Elves that could actually survive some basic removal. So that's actually kind of nice. And then the Lana War Elves, you have that mana. So I actually like that though. And that's -3 ability. It's going to be look at the top 4 cards of your library, reveal up to 2 creatures from among them, and put them into your hand. That's very powerful. Put the rest in your library, at the bottom of your library, in any random order. 2 creature cards. If I'm not mistaken, Vivian Reed is only 1 creature card. Look at the top 5, and but it's only top 4. So I mean, you got to kind of top deck something pretty big. But I don't know how many people are going to be running that ability versus its +1 ability every turn. And then -8, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of each end step, create a 4/4 red and green beast token with trample. I like it. I don't love it. I like it because, yeah, at the end of every step, whether you do something or not, you're getting a 4/4 token with trample. But if your opponent has a decent board state and a 4, like a couple 5/5s, let's say you're going Orzhov and they have the Divine Visitation, and they pop a whole bunch of the 4/4 angels, and they have Radiant Destiny. They have a decent board setup. That last ability kind of isn't really going to help you. But overall, I think its +1 ability actually is pretty insane. So let's go ahead and price check. $25, just like all the other planes. So we got a couple cards all tied at $25. Right now, technically, the most expensive card is the box topper, or the, whatever you would call it, the buy box promo. But they're not going to go ahead and talk about that, huh? Theater of Horrors. We got a couple cards left here. 1 black, 1 red, and 1 colorless. For at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if your opponent lost life this turn, you may play cards exiled with Theater of Horrors. Okay. Oh, it's an enchantment, so you can play any card. Okay, interesting. And it's 1 red and 3. Yeah, one red, 3 colorless to target. Theater of Horrors deals 1 damage to target opponent plays. Okay, so you're gonna pop this on the board. At the beginning of your turn, you can exile card, and then you could pay for your Rakdos abilities will chain, and then you can start using this card's second ability. Very interesting card. Very interesting card design. I think it's gonna have some play. I don't think it's gonna have a lot because enchantments lately have not been great in standard, but I think it's overall a awesome card. I would say I'm probably gonna see $5, $6. I'm probably end up gonna playing Orzhov, but if I do not play Orzhov, I'll be playing Rakdos. And this is the card that a lot of people were freaking out about because they had the translation wrong. They actually had now I'm the Minotaur. It's kind of a funny name, but people thought it was counter target spell and not creature spell, and they were saying, how are you going to target any spell for 2? And I saw a lot of people on Instagram freaking out until the translation was fixed. So counter target creature spell, which is still good. It's Essence Scatter. Granted, Essence Scatter is 1 colorless and 1 blue. This is 2 blue, but I mean, honestly, I always have islands on deck. So you're going to target that creature spell, and then you're going to put a +1 counter on up to 1 creature. So I don't know, why does it say up to 1 on 1? Why doesn't it just say put a +1 counter on 1 creature, on 1 target creature? So it's up to 1 target creature. That's very interesting, that wording. But overall, a really good card, a counter creature card, and then +1s to your if you're not running a counter build. But let's say you're running a Djinn build, you can put +1 counter on your Djinn, buff them even farther into the late game. And I think that's it. 20 new cards. 10 minutes at least. I know we always go over. I try to keep it at 18 minutes. I always try to keep it short, but of course, I can't. All right, guys, that'll be it. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching, and tell me down below what guild you'll be playing when it comes to Ravnica Allegiance, which comes out in 13 days, less than 2 weeks now. So 113 cards spoiled, and the set is what, 259. So we have, right now, we have less than half of the cards. Yeah, less than half the cards revealed. So we have plenty of amazing cards to talk about. And I'm sure you guys will see it before my next spoiler video on Wednesday. But, like always, please like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.